All right, so imagine this. What if you could send a message to yourself, but 10 years into the future? Well, back in 2015, this one young YouTuber did exactly that. He scheduled a video that was set to be locked away for a full decade. And today, we're going to crack open that time capsule. And let me tell you, he did not hold back. I mean, right from the jump, the stakes were incredibly high. This one sentence, it wasn't just a goal. No, it was more like a self-imposed prophecy, something that was going to define the next 10 years of his life. And honestly, it's the very heart of this entire story. So let's break it down. What exactly was this thing? Well, on October 4th, 2015, this creator sat down and filmed a totally raw, unscripted message for the person he hoped he'd become. It was basically a digital letter in a bottle, just tossed out into the vast sea of the internet. And the way he did it was actually pretty simple. He used a feature that's built right into YouTube, the scheduled upload. So he filmed the video, set the release date 10 years away, and boom, he sent a message to his future self with a delivery date set for 2025. Now, here's what makes this so fascinating. It's the perspective, right? This isn't just some prediction. It's a super personal conversation that a teenager is having with the 27-year-old he thinks he's going to be. And it is just packed with all the hopes and, yeah, all the anxieties that come with being 17. And that entire conversation was pretty much dominated by one central, all-consuming goal. Just one number that for him was the ultimate measure of whether he'd be a success or a failure. Okay, to really wrap your head around how massive this dream was, you have to look at where he was starting from. When he recorded this, his channel had, get this, only 8,000 subscribers. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a respectable number, but it is a tiny fraction of where he wanted to be. This was it, the magic number, 1 million. For a 17-year-old with just 8,000 followers, this wasn't just some target, it was everything. It was the complete and total validation for dedicating his life to making videos. And you can just hear the raw desperation in his voice when he talks about it. This wasn't some casual wish, He is literally pleading with his future self, basically tying his entire sense of self-worth to hitting this one incredible milestone. Which, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, or in this case, the million subscriber question. We don't actually have to wait till 2025 to find out. So, did he make it? Did he hit that goal? Oh, he didn't just make it. He absolutely obliterated it. I mean, it's not even close. Today, his channel doesn't have 1 million subscribers. It has over 280 million. That is a number so huge, it's kind of hard to even comprehend. And this chart really puts the scale of it all into perspective. Just look at this. That first bar, where he started, it's so small you can barely even see it. The second one, his big dream of 1 million subs, that's a decent jump up. But then, you look at the third bar, reality. It's a skyscraper. This isn't just growth, people. This is completely redefining what is even possible on YouTube. But look, success like this doesn't just happen by accident, right? And this video gives us this amazing early glimpse into his mindset and the sacrifices he was already willing to make. He was choosing his passion over the normal, conventional path. He actually shares this super relatable moment in the video. He says he should have been studying for a history test, but instead, he was making these videos. He was actively making a choice to invest in his dream, even if it meant his schoolwork was going to take a hit. And in this perfect, kind of ironic twist, that choice he made to skip a history test ended up making YouTube history. His bet on himself didn't just pay off, it paid off in a way that is just monumental. Of course, it wasn't all about subscriber counts. He was still a 17-year-old kid wondering about, the rest of his life. He spent some time just guessing about what the next 10 years might bring for him outside of YouTube. He kind of runs through this mental checklist of all the typical life milestones. Finishing high school, going to college, maybe getting married. He really hoped he'd still love making videos, and that, just maybe, it could become his actual job. It's such a classic mix of teenage dreams and worries. And this one quote, man, it really highlights his deepest fear. It wasn't just about not hitting his subscriber goal. It was about being seen by his future audience as a, quote, big loser. He knew, even then, that he was putting all of his dreams and all of his potential failures out there for the entire world to see. So, when you look back at this whole time capsule, what does it all really reveal? I mean, this is so much more than a story about numbers. It's a really powerful look at ambition, the passage of time, and just total transformation. He actually says it himself in the video. 10 years, man. He knew a decade was a long time, and that he was going to be a completely different person. What he couldn't possibly know was how different, or just how dramatically his entire world was about to change. This timeline really lays it all out. He starts in 2015 with that promise to himself. A few years later, around 2018, he actually hits that big goal of 1 million subs. But he didn't just stop there. By 2022, he's operating on a scale nobody had ever seen. And now, looking forward to 2025, that original promise, it almost seems kind of quaint, doesn't it? Ultimately, what this story really shows us is something more than just set big goals. It's a testament to the power of having a singular, obsessive focus and the incredible, almost unimaginable transformation that can happen in just 10 years when that focus never wavers. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought to chew on. Watching this message from the past makes you think about your own future, right? So, what's that one big, seemingly impossible goal that you're setting for yourself right now for the person you want to be in 10 years?